Hello and welcome to another episode of Workshop Wednesday. In today's episode we're going to be doing a pretty simple lathe job for one of our garden tractors. You may have noticed from one of my videos that I post on Saturdays, we have started working on the Moto Standard 1010. And one of the things it is missing is an attachment lift button. Now we just quickly put this nut on there to stop the spring from coming out, because that would have gotten lost knowing us. And it's an M8 thread that it goes onto. And this is a bit of an overlap between the two series of normal garden tractor videos and Workshop Wednesdays. However, in one of our Saturday videos we probably would have skimmed over a job like this, making up the new attachment button. However, since this series is about showing you the machine tools and other tools, we thought we would actually show you this job and how useful the lathe is for making stuff like this. We've had a quick measure up of the outside bit of the pipe on here, and although the thread inside is metric, this appears to be 1 inch pipe, so imperial. So in our best form of being scientific, we went on the interweb and got this picture of a 1010 and enlarged it so that the pipe was 1 inch, so it is to scale. And then if we measure this, that appears to be 3/4 in diameter, the button. So luckily we've got this bit of 3/4 inch bar left over from when we made up an axle from something that we can use. We've done some measurements and drawn this diagram on the whiteboard. The first one, as we said before, is 3/4 inch diameter on the button, and we've worked out also from the picture that 3/4 of the button should stick up above the tube of the attachment lift lever. Also worked out that the thread should be 2/3 inch tall or inside the button, and as we said before, it's an M8 thread, which, with the whole thing being 1 1/4 inch, because then 1/2 inch of it is covered by the tube. One of the tools we still need to get for the lathe is a parting tool, but because we don't have one, we'll use the Rapidor power hacksaw to cut this to length before we start on any of the other parts. We have our cut down piece of bar in the lathe now, and we're preparing to tap our M8 thread, so we'll just start with a centre drill. To cut an M8 thread, we need to use this 6.8mm drill bit, just to start it off. So I'll just quickly put some cutting oil on the end here, and we can get started. Forgot to mention, but we put this yellow mark on there so that we knew how far to drill into it. Now to cut the thread, we've turned the power off on the lathe because we don't need it. What we're going to do is we're going to put some cutting fluid on the tap quickly. And how we're going to do this is we're going to turn the chuck of the lathe while moving in the tailstock that has the tap in to get it started. And once it's started to cut the thread, we will loosen off the tailstock so that it can, as we turn the chuck, hopefully it will just put itself in and cut the thread. Now we've cut the thread all the way. I'm just going to put this back in here so that we can face it and put a bit of a tape around the edge. Hopefully, the attachment lift button should now be done. So let's go and see how it fits on the tractor. Screw in the attachment lift lever here. First of all, it fits, which is good. And I'm going to push the button down here. I can move the lift lever backwards and forwards. So I'd say that works. So we're very pleased with how the attachment lever button turned out. It was quite a simple project to do on the lathe, and you probably could have done it without the use of a lathe. It just would have taken quite a lot longer. And although it wasn't the most difficult thing, I hope you enjoyed watching along with the process of making it. Now, what I'm going to do is put this bit of, screw it onto this bit of threaded rod. And we'll just put some acetone on it to get off any traces of the oil, or get rid of the oil, and then we will put a lick of paint on it, and I'm sure in a future project video on the Moto Standard 1010 you will see this attachment lever button fitted and all painted up. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.